This is a story from a decade back, just before I got into the healing and therapy world. It was my final year of MBA graduation, and as part of our evaluation, we would have this Viva, a room where there would be 5 to 6 faculty members, and it made for an intimidating setting, especially because now I was the student who was damn good with my subject knowledge, but I always came out of these talking settings feeling like an absolutely hated failure. Now, that day I entered the room, somebody asked me what next I had in my plan as an MBA graduate. Now, in a very weak voice, I told about my newly discovered interest in pursuing healing and this subject called hypnotherapy. You can imagine the energy with which I said it. Somebody in the room shot it down. Someone else was kind enough to suggest a much better way that I could have presented my choice. Now, all through, I kept nodding, hating myself within for coming up with answers that I could not stand up for. A decade later today, when I look back at that version of myself, if I were to give words to that internal state that I operated from back then, it would be I am not valued. I am seen as a guy who knows nothing. I am misunderstood. Now, is your internal story today something like this? Let me tell you this very interesting fact. Whatever internal belief you hold about yourself, you attract situations in life proving that right. Think about it. I don't know why it works that way, but time and again I've noticed this law at play. And as a therapist, I help people change that internal state that they operate from so that they attract different circumstances in life so that they can live a much happier, peaceful, and a life that they are in acceptance with. If that is something of value to you, you should consider reaching out to me